So do you still rock Supreme in 2023? There's really no right or wrong answer to that question, but according to many resellers, a lot of them are saying that Supreme in 2023 is dead. And according to Donda's Place on IG, it looks like the rumored Balenciaga Supreme collection actually has been canceled. And I know this was a big collaboration that the brand was banking on, so let's go ahead and speak on it. You're watching John Alexander TV. Salute to you for tuning in. Make sure y'all tap in on the like button. So earlier, when I asked y'all if you're still rocking Supreme in 2023, for me, the answer is no. Other than like the Supreme boxers, Supreme is not really a part of my wardrobe no longer. I would say I was into Supreme back in like 2016, 2017, which I was probably late to the party, but that's when I feel like the brand was most important to me. So I was no major Supreme fan. I used to just cop a few pieces here and there for retail, would just try to go for drops, never really paid resale for anything. So over the years, I kind of fell out with Supreme, but let's be real, I was just a hype beast anyways, and I feel like the reason that I was probably drawn towards Supreme was just the fact that it used to sell out fast and we used to see the big lines and everything, but they still had a few cool little designs here and there, but I was just a real hype beast, to be honest. So that love really didn't last for long, and I really don't find myself ever rocking it anymore. And it seems to resellers and just like the overall community in general, it feels like a lot of people aren't really rocking Supreme as hard as they used to in the past. So it's important to note a few key changes. Back in 2020, it looks like Supreme actually sold the brand over to the VF Corp for $2.1 billion. So a major deal. They were bought out by a huge mega corporation. And then in 2022, Supreme Emery was announced as the new creative director of Supreme. So everybody knows Tremendous, as the guy of Denim Tears, which Denim Tears in itself, I would say is a hype beast brand similar to Supreme, but not exactly on the mega scale that Supreme is. I would say Denim Tears feeds more into like the storytelling. So maybe a more like sophisticated hype beast, I guess you could say. So SS23 Spring Season 23 is the debut of Tremaine Embry's very first Supreme collection. And after just glancing over the lookbook, I would say that he's got some cool designs here. I would say he's definitely moved in the lane to bring back a lot more pieces rather than just simple graphic designs on t-shirts. I'm noticing a lot more cooler pieces that may in the couple of years in the future could go down as some, iconic Supreme pieces. And they also got the Dunk lows coming as well. So you got a high as well as low. I'm not a huge fan of these, but I think that people that are into the Supreme or into like Nike Dunk SBs, I think this will definitely cater to that audience. So not a bad look at all. Now, according to Donda's Place, the long-awaited, very hyped Supreme Balenciaga collaboration has been canceled. So this collection, we saw a little small teaser of it at the Balenciaga show where we saw that Supreme Balenciaga box logo. Now, looking at the collection, Donda's Place is putting in that OT work because we got images from the collection, and I have to say that it looks really cool to me. If you're into that whole Balenciaga aesthetic, I would say that the overall look of this collection is definitely giving me more of a Balenciaga type of vibe, and then just infused with a couple of like Supreme, staples. For example, the box logo just slapped across it. So it gives Balenciaga a lot of cool different looks to play with, some classic Supreme staples, but overall, definitely giving Balenci vibes. So I feel like this collection definitely had to have been canceled from the whole Balenciaga controversy, and being as that Supreme is now owned by the VF Corp, I felt like they probably thought it was not a good look to go ahead and go through with this collaboration. So it looks like a missed opportunity, as at one point before this whole controversy, Balenciaga was looking like undisputably the most hyped and looked at high fashion brand. So a collaboration with Supreme would have been a huge look for the brand, probably would have brought a big resurgence and a lot of hype and a lot of eyes on this collection. So it's safe to say that in 2023, Supreme definitely isn't what it once was. It's not as hype as it once was. The lines aren't as crazy. We're not seeing as much attention on social media, but I feel like Supreme isn't going anywhere. I feel like it's not dead at all. And I do like what Tremendez, has brought to the table here with some of the design elements for this current season. So I feel like Supreme is kind of going back to what it once was. Not super overhyped, but a brand that a lot of the purists and the core people could appreciate. So a street brand like Supreme, it feels like it's kind of going back to its roots. So let me know what you guys think down below.